Hey, what's going on, Coin Out TV subscribers? Robert, welcome here. And in this video, I want to do a review of another Shaw Brothers movie classic, Kung Fu martial arts classic. This time it is called The Chinese Boxer from 1970, starring and directed by Jimmy Wang Yu. I have the Blu-ray that I picked up here. This is from 88 Films. I got it not long ago, a few weeks ago, from MVD, did like a martial arts sale. And I think it was about 10 or 12 bucks or something. I was like, you know what? I don't have that in my collection. I've heard some good things about it. It has some cool special features. So let's pick up The Chinese Boxer and check it out. There will be some mild spoilers in this video, and I'll give my letter grade at the end of this video. So let's get started with my notes here. The Chinese Boxer starring Jimmy Wang Yu, Wong Ping, Cheng Lei, Lieh, and more Lieh plays a fantastic bad guy, villain in this movie, jumping around and destroying. It seems like Lieh destroys more walls and ceilings and objects than he does people in this movie, and which I thought was kind of funny. Here's what I wrote down for my synopsis. I'm skipping IMDb because I feel like my synopsis was pretty much what was on IMDb. I wrote down, a martial artist from the past brings three of his karate experts friends to town to defeat and slaughter a school that gave him the boot many years ago. Wang Yu is the only survivor from this massacre and trains himself to avenge their deaths, the master's death. While Wang Yu is training to make his hands and feet iron fist or iron foot, I'm not sure if there's really a name for it, the karate thugs are out brutalizing the town with their own iron fist. See, I was trying to write some, meta there and be kind of quippy. I'm not sure if I delivered it all that great, but let me get back to my notes here. The pros. Let's just do pros and cons. This will be a short video, brief, fun movie overall, entertaining, action-packed, visually stylistic. I wrote my pros here. It was kind of like one of the original walk into a karate school or a dojo and challenge all the students and knock them all down, mess them up. It actually kind of happens twice in this movie, which is kind of funny, and which was later ripped off, really pretty much ripped off or borrowed or homaged by Bruce Lee. And then, of course, Jet Li again, which was sort of paying homage to Bruce Lee. So it was interesting to see basically the first movie. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. Is this the first movie where homeboy walks into a dojo and says, "Where's your master? Who's your master? I'm going to mess up all your students and your master, and I'm going to walk out of here grinning." You'll have to let me know how often that is. There's this cool snow scene where there's a fight with some samurai, Jimmy Wang Yu in the snow. It's a little too much snow, it's a little crazy, but that was visually interesting, and I was like, okay, cool. That was kind of fun. It's early hand-to-hand combat, pushing the needle away from classic sword wuxia style films. So that makes this movie important. It's kind of like a tipping point martial arts movie. Most people sort of say hey, this is the first one where they went from swords to hand-to-hand combat. I'm not sure of how much 100% true that is, but that's what it's kind of known for, so that's the thing. When it comes to the story, simple story, easy to follow, with pronounced characters, each having their own goals, motivations. It was kind of fun to see what the villains wanted, what the heroes wanted, what the in-between townspeople wanted. So that was kind of cool. Got a few cons, not many. Wang Yu, visually here, Wang Yu wearing white mittens just seems silly. And, he's fighting, and he's got the iron fist, and he's messing people up. And he's got these little white mittens on, and it just looks kind of funny or silly. It should have just been gloves, black mittens, a towel, a strip of cloth or something. White mittens just was a wrong decision. Somebody should have just walked up and said, "Jimmy, you know what? I know you're, this is your movie, this is your project, but those white mittens need to go." You'll let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong or right on this. Then this is another thing I've said in other videos with Jimmy Wang Yu, is his body and his physique is so skinny and short and shrimpy. He does have long fingers, though. For some reason, his hands are big. But he's just never intimidating at all on screen for me. Even when he's beating people up or fighting or defending, he just doesn't look tough or strong. And it's just a thing. Maybe he should have wore more clothes, more padding or something. This is another complaint I have with David Cheng also, is like his physique is very petite. And sometimes he's fighting and beating and brawling people. And I'm just like, you know, that guy looks like his arm might get broken if he throws a punch and hits somebody in the chest. So a little bit of a complaint there, a little bit of con. The biggest thing about Jimmy Wang Yu, though, is when he's trying to throw a kick. He cannot throw a kick to save his life. I feel like he should have just not tried to do kicks at all. He's just like doing little side kicks and little forward kicks that just don't work at all. Even his kicks are so bad that when Lieh starts doing some of his kicks, that they look bad too. So should have just been hand-to-hand only, grappling, judo stuff, karate, and kung fu hand-to-hand. Forget the kicks. What else did I write in my notes here? Could have had more training sequences. The training sequences are brief. You kind of get what they're going at. But I was like, you know, when I was watching this, I was like, oh, you know, the training sequences could have really been extended, and then they could have had some parallel action, some cutting between that and the thugs terrorizing the town. I would have liked to seen that as a kind of a special, you know, HK version 2 cut or something. If that lost footage exists, let's make that happen. We'll make the phone calls out there. Brendan Bentley, if you're watching this, let's get on that. So let me get to my letter grade. I'm gonna give it a B-. I know some people may say this is like the greatest movie, the best Jimmy Wang movie. I don't know. For me, One Arm Swordsman 1 and 2, I think are a better choice to watch. I did enjoy this and I had fun with it. The Blu-ray now from 88 Films comes with audio commentary from film journalist Sam Dehan, which is a female journalist. It was interesting kind of listening to a lady speak on a commentary. I feel like a lot of these, it's a male, a dude, so that was nice to get like a different perspective. There's an interview with David West and Wong Ping interview, Wong Ping, and it's an archive interview by Frederick Ambrosian, if I'm saying that correctly. This is also known as Hammer of God in many territories. So there's like trailers and stuff with Hammer of God. We've got reversible, so I don't have the slip for this, but reversible art inside. Nice packaging. If you have the first edition, I believe that you get like a slip and maybe a poster. Art by Kung Fu Bob O'Brien. This came out a few years ago. I was waiting for like a sale. Got the sale. Happy to have it in my Shaw Brothers collection. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Chinese boxer. That's it for this video. Thanks a bunch for watching. For CoinOp TV, we will see you next time.